Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I have some favorites from the month of March that I want to share with you, and they are both in beauty and lifestyle. I think my first favorite for the month of March was my trip to Indianapolis and to North Carolina. In Indianapolis, I had the opportunity, as many of you may know, to meet up with Michelle from Cinnamon Girl Beauty and Mary Glitzy Fritzy. I spent an incredible 2 days there. We had so much fun shopping and getting to know each other, recording the live stream. It was one of the favorites. I didn't get to visit much of Indianapolis except for the malls, but that's okay. We love the malls and we love to shop, and just spending time with both of them was absolutely one of my favorites from the month of March. From Indianapolis, I flew to North Carolina to Lake Lure, where I spent a glorious week there. I love North Carolina. It is one of my favorite states to go and visit, to relax, to look at the scenery, to take in the beauty of nature that North Carolina has to offer. Seeing the incredible cuisine of, I love trout, I love any type of seafood, and in North Carolina I get to have the mountain trout that I love so much. I thought the trip to North Carolina was amazing just because I love to be there, and an entire week in North Carolina just always takes my breath away. Well, it became even, it doubled how much better it was, because I had the opportunity to meet up with Sheila from Life with Lily, and it was amazing meeting my good friend, because we have become friends through YouTube. And then I was able to spend some time with her. We had lunch together, we laughed, and we recorded our car chat together, and that was incredible. It was just the icing on the cake, and that was definitely another favorite from the month of March. And it doesn't matter where my husband and I travel to, we love to go wine tasting. We've been wine tasting in California near Vandenberg. We went to Los Olivos and we went on a tour to all of these wineries up there. And we've been wine tasting in Washington. That was over the top. I love the wineries in Washington because it's not so much the wine, but also the setting where these wineries are located. It just takes your breath away, with the mountains in the background with Mount Rainier, and it's spectacular. There's really no other words for it. We were wine tasting in Oregon and Arizona. We were wine tasting in Colorado. We've even done wine tasting in Kansas, believe it or not. I was like, really? Wine tasting in Kansas? But we did. And actually we found a great winery in Kansas called the Prairie Fire, where you're sitting on this deck and you're looking out onto the pasture, to the prairie, and you see the wildflowers, and they have hummingbirds. They have the little feeders for the hummingbirds. It is beautiful. You know, it's not so much about the wine, but about the spending time together and spending time with friends and taking in the scenery, the setting where these wineries are located. We were also wine tasting in Virginia, and that was another totally different experience, because they're totally different, the wineries in Virginia, than they are in Washington or they are in California. While in North Carolina, we decided to go to we saw a sign, and it was for the Burnt Shirt Winery, and it is located in Hendersonville. Another beautiful winery, beautiful setting. I'll try to insert some pictures from there. The wine was spectacular. What you do in these wineries is, if you haven't been there, and if you like wine, they'll give you the 2 glasses, and they have a sheet where you pick your wines that you want to taste. In this particular one, they had 7 wines to taste, and it's not like you get a full glass of 7 glasses of wine. You get a little bit. I think it's like an ounce or something of each. And then if you like one of them, then you purchase them. We did, of course, purchase some wines there and we bought them back home. I would have bought home a case. And North Carolina certainly did not disappoint. The wines were exceptional. Sheila told me that in North Carolina, wineries is something that they have, and close to her home there are probably about 10 wineries or more. I am definitely looking forward to visiting those wineries the next time I'm in North Carolina. And of course, you know, I'll be visiting with Sheila as well. But I had to mention those were definitely highlights from the month of March. During the month of March, I came across this book and I had to purchase it. And this is called Hooded Eyes Makeup Manual, and it's by Courtney Noara. Courtney has a channel here on YouTube, and I heard about this book from Jen Loves Reviews. And I thought, okay, I need to get it because I've got hooded eyes, and I know that anything that I see here, I know I could use. I wasn't expecting the book to be as good as it is. I have used it. There are lots of pictures, step by step. It gives you the makeup that she uses and some alternatives if you don't happen to have that. There are websites listed on the back. There is a diagram for eyes in the front. And I'll show you a picture very quickly here of Courtney so you could see what her eyes actually look like. They're quite hooded. She does an amazing job with all of her makeup. I have been subscribed to her channel for quite a while. I was very happy to see that she had published this book. And here is the diagram. The diagram of the eye and where to place what. I thought it was a very good book. I know I'm going to get lots of use out of this. I have been wanting this from Sigma for forever. This is a dry and shape tree for the brushes, and I'll insert a picture of the last time that I washed my brushes. You can get these for 32 brushes, 42 brushes, 44 brushes. Of course, I bought the one for 92 brushes. Don't judge. I love this because the brushes don't lose their shape. You place them here. Let me just show you quickly. Let me separate it, because this is a pretty big tower. And you could use it separately. You don't have to use it as big as I am. And you certainly, if you don't have as many brushes, you certainly don't need such a huge tower. But the whole premise behind it is that you put your brush there to dry. And as you know, your brush should be facing down, because if you dry them the other way, then the water is going to go in and they might come apart. These little black things right down here, what you do, and I'll just take the one that I have separated so you can see. You take your bigger brush and you place it in here, and that way it maintains the shape. It will be secured in one of these parts. I'm not doing a really good job explaining this, but I think you get the gist. There we go. And that's the way it would look. I have been wanting this forever. They had a 30% off sale. So I took advantage of it and I purchased the biggest one because I do have a lot of brushes, and sometimes I get lazy about washing them because I have them, I roll up towels so I could stand them up. Well, this just totally, you know, it eliminates all of that hassle. Sigma did send me some products that I purchased. That Sigma did not send me. They did send me, when they sent me the PR, this is the Sigmatic brush shampoo. They sent me this along with some brushes, which I'll show you at a later time. And they sent me this little pad. And what you do with this is you put it in your sink. And it has suction cups at the bottom. You just have to, just a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way. And then you clean your brushes here. You rinse them, and then you put them in your tower. And that's it. And your brushes turn out good as new. I loved it. And this might be totally silly for me to mention this, but I have to mention it. You know, when I remodeled here in the townhouse, our bathrooms have sliding glass doors. We've been living here for a year. I have tried everything to keep those doors clean, and nothing seems to work. Regardless of what I tried, they were either streaky, they didn't clean up the soap scum. It doesn't matter. It just wasn't working for me. And one day, out of desperation, I tried the Lysol Clean and Fresh Multi-Surface Cleaner. I sound like a commercial on TV. It's the multi. And now, this is what I use in my bathrooms. Ladies, I'm going to tell you. I put this in a spray bottle, and I clean the doors, the glass doors, with one of these 50-cent scrubbies from the dollar store. My bathroom doors have never been as clean and being able to see through as they are now. Go figure. I've tried Windex, I've tried vinegar and water, I've tried it all. I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's the doors that I have. Nothing seemed to work. But oh my goodness, this Lysol multi-surface cleaner, it really gets the job done. So if you have glass doors and you can't manage to keep them clean, try this combination, because I think it really works. And you know, I forgot to bring it up here. I'll put a picture of what I purchased. I love coffee. I am a total coffee nut. And I'm pretty picky about my coffee, because ever since I was a little girl, my parents gave me Cuban coffee. That is very common in the Cuban household, for the parents to give in the little saucer, put a little bit of the espresso, and they give it to their kids like when they're 3 years old. Really weird, because we don't do that in the US as far as I know. But I remembered my milk. When I drank milk, it wasn't with chocolate, it was with coffee. It was with espresso in it at that time. It was ice. It was milk with coffee and ice in it. And that's what I drank when I was 7 and 8 and 9 years old, until I decided that I wasn't going to drink milk anymore. But anyway, I regress. Therefore, coffee has been a big part of my life. In the Cuban home, we have coffee, we have the Greca, and coffee is made in the morning, and you sip coffee throughout the day. If you are not familiar with Cuban coffee, we drink it with a lot of sugar. And I don't drink my American coffee with sugar. I don't put anything in my coffee, except every once in a while I might add a little bit of International Delight, but that is very rarely. Usually my coffee is black, no sugar, no cream, nothing. I like it plain and black. Therefore, the coffee has to be good, because I'm not masking the taste with anything else. I like a French roast, and my favorite is when I grind the beans. I'm going to put a picture up here of the one that I purchased. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up here, but I love it. And what Wayne does, he gets up early in the morning, he grinds the beans, and that aroma, that incredible aroma of the coffee beans being ground and then making the coffee, that's really what wakes me up in the morning, because I have a hard time getting up in the morning. But just the thought that there's coffee out there, oh yeah, I'm gonna get up. I've tried a different few coffee bean brands. I haven't found one that is robust enough, or maybe dark enough, that I truly can say, oh wow, this is amazing. I have tried quite a few, and I do have a few favorites, but I haven't found that really good one. I have found it for the Cuban coffee, but at home, it's rare that I make Cuban coffee, and I actually drink it when I go to my mother's house, and that's maybe once a month, because there's a lot of sugar in that Cuban coffee. And then for my makeup, Charlotte Tilbury has been a new favorite. I have to put that in a new favorite brand. I love the foundation. Absolutely love this foundation. It has incredible coverage. It lasts. It doesn't cake. It doesn't go into my fine lines. It doesn't go into the wrinkles. It just looks spectacular all day. The only thing I do have to say about this foundation is that it is a demi-matte, and I use it with a very emollient moisturizer underneath. I have not purchased yet the Flawless Filter, but I will. That is coming. I'm just trying to cut down on my shopping a little bit, because if you saw my haul and I didn't show you everything that I purchased, I only showed you what I use. I thought, let me just back up a little bit because I do have good moisturizers that I could use underneath this foundation. If you are in search of a good foundation, at least it works for me, for my 61-year-old skin, that is normal. I live in Florida, high humidity, and this lasts. It might not work the same way in other weather conditions, or if you have dry skin or oily skin, I can't speak for that. I can speak for my normal skin. Right along the lines of Charlotte Tilbury, I love the powder. And you know what? The hype is real. The hype is absolutely real. This powder, I purchased mine in dark. It doesn't look powdery. I don't use it under my eyes, and I don't use powder under my eyes, but I do use it like right around this area around my T-zone. I think it works beautifully. It just sets the foundation. Now what I do with that foundation that I should have mentioned is I take the flat kabuki brush and I buff before I apply the powder. And I think that works really well. I have two of the blushes. I purchased the Climax. This is my first one that I purchased, and it's this one. Love this blush. And Michelle gave me Pillow Talk side by side. So this is Pillow Talk and this is the Climax. I love these blushes. They don't look patchy. They don't fade away. They last all day and they have a natural look to them. I have really enjoyed these. I don't think I'll get any more of the blushes, but I probably will of the eyeshadow palette. For concealers, oh my goodness, I have loved this concealer by GIORGIO Armani. It has blown my Too Faced out of the water. It has blown my Becca out of the water. I love it. I love the way it lasts. I love the way it doesn't settle into my fine lines and wrinkles. I don't have to set it. It looks beautiful. It doesn't fade. I wear it all day and life is good. And I'm going to tell you what is going to be one of my #1 favorites for the month of April. And starting now, I have 8 weeks before retirement. Ladies, I am excited. I am ecstatic that I have 8 weeks before retirement. And you know, I know exactly what I'm going to do during retirement. One of you told me this. You're going to do whatever you want. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to do whatever I want during retirement. I am really going to get into gardening. I'm going to go back to crocheting. I'm going to bake. And of course, I'm going to be recording and just having a lot of fun here with YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy that you were here. I hope you've all had a wonderful month of March. I hope that April is spectacular. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.